COVID-19 is an infectious disease caused by a new coronavirus introduced to humans for the first time. It is spread from person to person, mainly through the droplets produced when an infected person speaks, coughs, or sneezes. These droplets can land in the mouths or noses of people who are nearby. These droplets are too heavy to travel far in the air. They only travel approximately 1 meter and quickly settle on surfaces. This is the reason person-to-person spread is happening mainly between close contacts. The exact time that the virus can survive on surfaces is not yet known. So it is wise to clean surfaces regularly, particularly in the vicinity of people infected with COVID-19. Hands touch many surfaces, which can be contaminated with the virus. You should therefore avoid touching your eyes, nose, or mouth, since contaminated hands can transfer the virus from the surface to yourself. When coughing or sneezing, cover your mouth and nose with the bend of your elbow or use a disposable tissue. If a tissue is used, discard it immediately into a closed bin. The most effective way to prevent the spread of the new coronavirus is to clean your hands frequently with an alcohol-based hand rub or soap and water. This will eliminate the virus if it is on your hands. Stay healthy and prevent the spread of COVID-19.
Jai Hind, dear students. Welcome back to the second video of mathematics. So we are continuing the lesson squares and square roots. So dear students, we are doing the topic of square numbers, and in the previous video you learned about the properties of square numbers, what are the different patterns to express square numbers. Okay, so more interesting problems you studied, and here also we are going to see some of the different problems in the square numbers. We are continuing the lesson. Okay, so here comes the next topic, that is finding the square of a number. Okay, so we are using square numbers. Different methods are there to find the square of different numbers. Now here is this one method of problem. Find the square of the following numbers without actual multiplication. Okay, so in order to find the square of a number, always we use the process of multiplication. Correct? If we want to find the square of 3, we will do 3 into 3. That is 9. So here comes multiplication. Also, if you want to find the square of 10, 10 into 10, that is 100. So these are all easy numbers. If we want to find the square root of some more big number, that is, if you want to find the square root of 15, maybe it is difficult for you to tell the square of 15 immediately. So what you will do, you will multiply 15 into 15. Correct? So commonly we are using multiplication for finding the square of any numbers. Okay, usually big numbers. But here is a method we are going to study without actual multiplication, our usual multiplication, without following that multiplication, how you want to find the square of different numbers. Okay, so let us see one example. So here we are not using the usual multiplication method, we are using some other method to find the square. Okay, so here first number, it is given as 39. So you want to find the square of 39 without actual multiplication. Okay, so you want to find here, to find 39 square means find the square. So 39 square you want to find out. Usually you will do 39 into 39, but here we are not doing likewise, we are following another method. So here what I am doing, this 39 square I will write as 39, you know it is 30 plus 9. Correct? So I split this number 39 as 30 plus 9 and then put this whole square. Understood? So 39 is splitted as 30 plus 9 and this square is totally put for the two terms. Now any number, if it is having a square, if 5 is having square, means the meaning is 5 into 5. The power of the number the meaning of the power of the number is how many times. Correct? If I am putting 14 square, the meaning is 14 into 14. Okay, so the power denotes the number of times. Similarly, here 30 plus 9 the whole square means this 30 plus 9, the quantity inside the bracket is multiplied 2 times. So we can write this as 30 plus 9, this is one time, again into 30 plus 9. Okay, so this is the first step what we are using. So to find 39 square, we split it as 30 plus 9, the whole square, then wrote it 2 times. Now what we are doing, we want to expand the bracket, remove the bracket. All these type of problems you learned in your earlier classes also, how you want to multiply and remove the bracket. So for that what we do, first you want to take this first number 30 and this 30 multiply by 30 first, then this 30 multiply by 9. Okay, so this is the first thing. Then what we are doing, the second number 9 will be multiplied by 30 and 9 then multiplied by 9. That is the method to eliminate the bracket. So what we are doing, first 30 into 30. So that is equal to 30 into 30. Okay. Then 30 multiplied by 9. So put the sign plus. 30 multiplied by 9. Okay. Then 9 into 30. So plus 9 into 30. Then 9 into 9. 9 into 9. Okay. So this is the way to remove the bracket. First number into the two numbers of second bracket. Then second number into the two numbers of second bracket. Now this is the ordinary multiplication. 30 into 30 is 900 plus you need to multiply first. Before addition you do the multiplication. Then 30 into 9, 270. 9 into 30, that is also 270 plus 9 into 9, 81. Now you need to do the addition. Okay, so 900 plus 270 plus 270 plus 81. You add these numbers, you will get 1521. Okay, so the square of 39 is 1521. Okay, so therefore the square of 39, that is 39 square is equal to 1521. Okay, so what we did here, again you want to find the square of the number without actual multiplication. So what we did here, we split the number, then wrote in two brackets, then eliminated the bracket to find the square easily. Okay. Now we can do one more problem in this type. Find the square of 42. Okay. Find the square of 42 without actual multiplication. Okay. So again we are doing the same steps to find 42 square. Okay, so first you want to take this number 42. 42 square can be written as 42 can be written as 40 plus 2 and put the whole square. Now the meaning is 2 times. So 40 plus 2 into 40 plus 2. Okay, now how to multiply? First number into 40 into 40, then 40 into 2. Similarly 40 into 40, 40 into 2. Okay, so how you are getting the answer? That is equal to 40 into 40 plus 40 into 2 plus 2 into 40, 2 into 2. Understand? 40 into 40, 40 into 2, 2 into 40, 2 into 2. Okay, first number into the two numbers of second bracket and second number into two numbers of second bracket. Now you need to multiply. 40 into 40 is 1600, 4 into 4 16 and put two zeros. Then plus 40 into 2, that is 80, plus 2 into 40, 80, plus 2 into 2, 4. Now add all these numbers, you will get 1764. Okay, so therefore the square of 42 is 42 square equal to 1764. So that is the answer. So this is the method of finding the square of any number without actual multiplication. Hope all of you understood. Now here is the next type of problem. Find the squares of the following numbers containing 5 in units place. Okay, so here now some numbers are given here. In all these numbers you can find a common thing, that is the number 5 is present in the units place. 25 is having 5 in units place. 35 is having 5 in units place. 75 5 in units place. 125 5 in units place. 95 5 in units place. So in all these numbers the number 5 is in units place. So this is another form of a number, that is we are going to study how to find the square of the numbers that is having 5 in units place. So for that there is a rule here, I have written here. This is one of other patterns of square numbers. If generally we can say consider a number with unit digit 5. So here generally I have taken a number A. Okay, so this number is having another number 5, that is unit digit is 5 with that. Okay, so A5 means there are actually two numbers where A can be any number and 5 is in the units place. So if this type of number is coming, then to find out the square, what is the formula? A into A plus 1, that is the number A is multiplied by A plus 1 means the next number. Okay, if A is a number, the next number is A plus 1, 1 is added. And A into A plus 100 plus 25. So this is the rule, that is two numbers with unit digit 5 is coming. To find the square of the number, the answer is the number into the next number 100 plus you want to add just 25 to that number. Okay, so this is the common rule. Now this rule we are going to apply in these problems. So when you do the problems, you will understand the idea. So solution, your first number is 25. We want to find the square of 25. Okay, using this rule. So what you want to do is, this is equal to 25 square is equal to, you see the first number here 2. So 2, the next 2, so A in the place of A, here it is 2. So next 2 into A plus 1. A plus 1 means the next number. So 2's next number is 2 plus 1, that is 3. So 2 is multiplied by 3. So A into A plus 1. So in the place of A here 2 is there. So 2's next number is 3. 2 into 3. And this is 2 into 3. Okay, A into A plus 1. Then 100. So you want to write hundreds. Then that is added to 25. Okay, so this is the formula. That number into next number hundreds plus 25. Now you can simplify this. What is 2 into 3 hundreds? That is 6 hundreds plus 25. And what do you know about 6 hundreds? 6 and 2 zeros plus 25. So the answer is 625. So what is the meaning of this? Therefore, The square of 25 is 625. Understood? By this we can find the square of any numbers with unit digit 5. Now you can see this question, second question solution. Second question, what is given? 35. So we want to find the square of 35. Okay. So the similar way we are writing 35 square is equal to, first number you see, it is 3. Okay. So 3 want to multiply by the next number of 3. That is 3 into 4. Close the bracket, write hundreds, then add it to 25. And what is 3 into 4 children? It is 12. So 12 hundreds plus 25. Okay. Now hundreds means all the time you want to put 2 zeros plus 25. That is equal to 1225. So what is this meaning? The square of 35 is 1225. Now you see the third question. Third question is to find 75 square. Okay, 75. So write 75 square equal to, yes, how to write? First number 7 into the next number 8, hundreds plus 25. This 25 is common for all the problems. Okay, because in the formula also we have a into a plus 1. First number into the next number, hundreds plus 25. Okay. Yes. Now multiply. What is 7 into 8? 56. Hundreds plus 25. That is 56. 2 zeros plus 25. That is equal to, when 2 zeros are coming in the last, 25 is added. So 5625. Okay. Yes. Now come to this fourth question. Fourth question is a 3-digit number. So you want to find out 125 square. So what you want to do? 125 square is equal to, only you leave this 5 and take this number together. Okay, take this 12 together. Only you are not taking this 5. So 12, first number 12 you want to take together, into what is the next number of 12? 13. Close the bracket, hundreds plus 25. So that is equal to, what is 12 into 13? It is 156. All of you do the calculation. Hundreds plus 25. So that is equal to 156, 2 zeros plus 25. So your answer is 15625. Now we have one more question. Question number 5, that is what number? 95. So to find 95 square. Okay. Yes, 95 square is equal to, see the first number, it is 9. So 9 is multiplied with the next number. Next number of 9 is 10. Close the bracket. Hundreds plus 25. Okay. What is 9 into 10? 90. So 90 hundreds plus 25. 90 hundreds means put 90 and 2 zeros. Plus 25. So that is equal to 9025. Okay. So this is the method of finding the squares of those numbers that is having unit digit 5. So you should remember this result to find out the answers. Yes, next your topic is about Pythagorean triplets. Okay, Pythagorean triplets means, you know, triplets means there are 3 numbers, and Pythagorean triplet means here we are applying Pythagoras theorem property. In earlier classes you have learned what is about Pythagoras theorem, and it is considered related to 3 numbers. of a right angle triangle, and you know the Pythagoras theorem is the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of other two sides. Correct? When you see a right angle triangle, one angle will be 90 degree. The 90 degree opposite side is called hypotenuse. Okay, and other two sides, this is the height of the triangle, altitude, and this is the base. So this can be base and this is the height. Okay, and in Pythagoras theorem you studied hypotenuse square is equal to base square plus altitude square. Okay, so this is the Pythagoras theorem of a right angle triangle. The same concept we are applying with some numbers. Okay, so that numbers, if they satisfy this Pythagoras property, then they can be called Pythagorean triplets. Okay, so here also the same concept, that is this. Here you see in a right angle triangle, hypotenuse is the bigger side, biggest side. So the biggest side square is equal to the sum of the squares of other two sides, that is Pythagoras property. The same way here Pythagorean triplets also three numbers are there. From this the biggest number square will be equal to the sum of the squares of other two numbers. Okay, so they are called Pythagorean triplets. And here you are seeing here also one common result. Using this only we are applying the problems. For any natural number m greater than 1, you consider any number. That number is a natural number. What are the natural numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. So you want to consider a natural number that is greater than 1. Okay, not 1, greater than 1. Means 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. So we have a result like this: 2m the whole square plus m square minus 1 the whole square is equal to m square plus 1 the whole square. So if you compare with this Pythagoras property, you see this right side m square plus 1 the whole square will be the biggest, means it is equal to the hypotenuse, and these two numbers that is added, these two squares will be, one is base, one is height. Okay, so this will be the greatest number, that is the meaning. So when you compare this Pythagoras property and this result, one number will be the biggest number and other two numbers are the less numbers. And when you add the squares of those less numbers, you will get the square of the biggest number. Okay, and what are the three numbers here in general? The first number is 2m. You see the first bracket 2m. The second number is m square minus 1. Third number is m square plus 1. Okay, so this once again I am reading: for any natural number m greater than 1, we have 2m the whole square plus m square minus 1 the whole square is equal to, when you add these two squares, that is equal to m square plus 1 the whole square. So thus when this result is coming true, when we can satisfy this result, we will say these three numbers, that is 2m, m square minus 1, m square plus 1 forms a Pythagorean triplet. Okay, so whenever there are three numbers that satisfies this property, then those three numbers are called Pythagorean triplet. Okay, so this is the generalized form. So you want to take always the first member is in this Pythagorean triplet. In this group, who is the first member? 2m. The second member m square minus 1. The third member m square plus 1. So using these three members only we are going to solve the problem. Okay, Yes, so these three members are called Pythagorean triplet. Okay, now we are going to solve the problem. So here you see, consider the numbers 3, 4 and 5. So here three numbers are given here. We are going to check this whether they are Pythagorean triplets or not. Okay, so from this Pythagorean triplet, you know, this right hand side, this number is the biggest number. Okay, from the three numbers, this right side number is the biggest number. So here you see 3, 4, 5. Who is the biggest number? 5. Okay, so we need to add the squares of two small numbers. What you will get? 3 square. Okay, the two number squares I am adding plus 4 square is equal to, what is 3 square? 3 into 3, 9, plus 4 square, 4 into 4, 16. So what is 9 plus 16? 25. And you know, the biggest number 5 square is also 25. Okay, so what is the meaning of this? This implies 3 square plus 4 square is equal to 25. Okay, understand? So when you add the squares of two small numbers, we got the square of the biggest number. So therefore what we can say? This 3, 4 and 5 are Pythagorean triplet. Understand? So this was one small example to make you understand Pythagorean triplet. Now you consider other three numbers 6, 8, 10. So here you see who is the biggest number? 10. Okay, so I am going to find the squares of 6 and 8 and I am going to add. So you can see what you are getting. Okay, yes, consider 6 square plus 8 square. What is 6 square? 6 into 6, 36, and 8 square, 8 into 8, 64. What is 36 plus 64? It is 100. Correct? Now you find the square of this bigger number 10. 10 square. 10 square, you know, it is 10 into 10, that is also 100. So you see the two answers are equal. So therefore what we can say? The square of the two smaller numbers is equal to the square of the bigger number. So that implies these three numbers 6, 8, 10 are also Pythagorean triplet. Understood? Yes. So next problem you see, here also we have considered three numbers 5, 12 and 13. So when you 13 is the biggest number. So take the squares of these two numbers 5 square plus 12 square and add. 5 square is 25 plus 12 square is 144. 12 into 12. When you add these two, it is 169. And you see the bigger number 13 square is also 169. Okay, so here what you can see, this 5 square plus 12 square is also 169. 13 square is also 169. So therefore what you can say? Therefore these three numbers 5, 12, 13, they are also Pythagorean triplet. Understand? So here what actually we did here, we are given three numbers and we checked whether they are Pythagorean triplet or not. So this is the way to check. Okay, you want to take the squares and add the two smaller numbers, and if it is coming equal to the square of the bigger number, then we can say the given three numbers are Pythagorean triplet. Okay, now you see the next example. Here write a Pythagorean triplet whose one member is 8. Here only one member from the Pythagorean triplet is given. We need to find the other two members. You know, in a triplet there are three numbers, and from that three numbers only one number is given here. We want to find the other two numbers. So in this type of problem, when one member of the Pythagorean triplet is given and to find the other two members, what you want to do is you want to come to our formula, and here you know the three members we discussed earlier. The first member is 2m, the second is m square minus 1, and the third is m square plus 1. So from these three members, what member is given in our problem, that you want to take as this member 2m. Okay, so in all these types of problems, to find the other two members, what you want to do is take the number given in the question as the member, one of the members 2m. Okay, so this 2m is what is given in our question. Okay, so when you write the answer, you want to write let this member, okay, one of the members 2m is our given number 8. Okay, so 2m is equal to 8 if it is an equation. How will you find out the value of this m? We studied earlier 2 into m. So when this 2 is transposed, it becomes division. That all you studied in previous lessons. So this implies the value of m is equal to 8 divided by 2. And you know what is 8 divided by 2? 2 table, when you reduce 1 2 is 2, 4 2s are 8. So this implies value of m equal to 4. So this is the first step. Okay, so you want to take in all the problems the given number you want to take as 2m, and that 2m from you find the value of m. Now what are the other two members you have in our general form? M square minus 1, m square plus 1. So using this value of m, we are going to find those members. Okay, so now therefore the next member m square minus 1 is equal to, what is the meaning of m square? M value is 4. So 4 square minus 1. So what is 4 square minus 1? 4 square means, don't write 4 into 2, it is 4 into 4. So 16 minus 1. What is 16 minus 1? 15. So you got the value of m square minus 1. Now the next value, who is the next member? M square plus 1. Yes, find out what is m square again. It is 4 square plus 1. Okay, so 4 square is 16 plus 1 is 17. Now you got all the three members of this Pythagorean triplet. What are the three members, children? Once again, 2m, m square minus 1, m square plus 1. Okay, so who is the 2m value here? 2m we have taken as our given number, that is 8. And m square minus 1 we got 15. M square plus 1 we got 17. So these are the three members. Don't take this value of m, it is only m, it is not the member. To find that other two members, we find this value of m. But actually our member is who? 2m. Okay, you compare with the formula 2m. So don't confuse with m. You want to write the three members 2m, m square minus 1, m square plus 1. Understood? So how to write the final answer? Therefore, the Pythagorean triplet is, what are the three numbers? 8, 15 and 17. Understood? So this is the way to find the Pythagorean triplet when one member is given. See one more question from this. Find a Pythagorean triplet whose one member is 12. So here also one member is given. We need to find out the Pythagorean triplet. So start the solution. what I said earlier, the given member you want to take as 2m, that is the first member. So let us take 2m is equal to this 12. From this you find the value of m. So this implies m is equal to, again 2 will come as division. So 12 divided by 2. What is 12 divided by 2? 1 2 is 2, 6 2s are 12. So you get m value is equal to 6. By using this m value, we are going to find the other two members. What are the other two members? M square minus 1 and m square plus 1. So these two members we need to find out. What is m square minus 1? Put the value of m. M is here 6. So 6 square minus 1. And you know 6 square is 6 into 6. 36 minus 1, that is 35. So you got the second member. And m square plus 1, that is 6 square plus 1. 36 plus 1, that is 37, is the third member. Okay, yes. Now what we are going to do? You are going to, we got all the three members. Now you want to write the final answer. Therefore the Pythagorean triplet is, yes, what are the three numbers? First number is our 2m, then m square minus 1, m square plus 1. So you want to write 2m value 12, that is given in our question. Then we found out second member 35 and the third member is 37. Okay, so that is the answer. Now we are going to the next section of your lesson, square roots. What are square roots?
Now that we know how we can find the square of a number, we can try to understand what square roots are. This is a topic which many students find really difficult to understand. So here's your chance to understand this topic well and score better. Consider any number. Say 4. 4 when squared gives us 16. And the square root of 16 gives us 4. Well, that's your concept. Now we shall see how we represent square roots. This is how we would represent the square of 4. 4 raised to 2. 2 is called the power and 4 is the base. Now how do we represent the square root of 4? Well, this is how we write it. This symbol is called the radical or the square root, and the number inside the symbol is called the radicand or the base. That's the first thing we learnt, how to represent a square root. But here's a simple way to remember it. We know that 5 squared is 25. This 2, when transposed to the other side, becomes a square root. So we can say that the square root of 25 is 5. Now let's look at something really interesting about the square roots. What's the square root of 16? Yes, it's 4. This means that if we square 4, we will get what is under this radical. Similarly, the square root of 256 is 16. If we square this, we will get this.
So the next section of your lesson is square roots. Okay, so square roots, it is a new word for you. Square and square root, they are related. Okay, as we say addition and subtraction, they are related. How? Addition is the inverse operation of subtraction. Similarly, multiplication is the inverse operation of division. You know that. Similarly, here we can say we studied squares. Square of numbers we discussed. So this square root is actually the inverse of square. Okay, the square root is the inverse operation of squaring. Understand? And we discussed many square numbers in our previous questions. So here you see I have wrote some examples. 1 square, you know it is 1. 2 square is 4. 3 square is 9. Okay, so these are all square numbers, square of these numbers. So when you tell in the reverse process, that is the inverse. For 1 square equal to 1 means 1 is the square of 1. So when you tell in the other way, we can tell square root of 1 is 1. Square root of 1 means when this 1 is multiplied 2 times, we will get 1. Similarly, 2 is multiplied 2 times, we will get 4. So square root of 4 is 2. Similarly, square root of 9 is 3. Understand? So square root is the inverse process of inverse operation of squaring. Understand? Now there is another note is there, that is if we take the square of 9, that is 9 into 9, we know it is 81. 9 nines are 81. Now if I am taking the negative of this 9, that is minus 9. Okay, minus 9 if I am taking, what will be the square of this minus 9? Minus 9 into minus 9. Okay, so minus 9 the whole square means minus 9 will come 2 times. Now what is the answer for this? You studied in integers multiplication, minus into minus plus 9 into 9, 81. So that is also 81. So what from this what you can understand? Here from we can understand that therefore 9 square is also 81, minus 9 square is also 81. The square of 9 and minus 9 equal to 81. Okay, so this is an important point. So a number is having square, the same square for its positive and its negative. So 9 square is also 81, minus 9 square is also 81. Okay, so from this how you can write the square root? Yes, therefore, okay, square root of 81. Square root of 81, how you can write? This is the radical sign, root of and 81. Okay, so this is the sign used for square root. So when you discuss the square root of 81, there are two square roots, that is plus 9 is also there and minus 9 is also there. We can write this in together, plus or minus 9. Okay, so whenever we discuss the square root of a number, it has two square roots. One is positive, one is negative. Similarly, for all other numbers, we can find two square roots. One is positive, one is negative. For example, you see, if 2 square is 4. Similarly, minus 2 square is also 4. Okay, so these are all examples for negative numbers and positive number of a same number is having the common square root. But in our syllabus, in our lesson, we only follow the positive square root of a number. Okay, we are not taking the negative square root, we are only taking the positive square root. So why I told this means you should understand that a square number is having actually two roots. One is positive, one is negative. But we in our lesson, in our syllabus, we are only following positive square roots in all the problems. So therefore, positive square root of a number is denoted by the symbol. So we are using the symbol root of. Okay, this is the symbol root of only for positive square root. So that is the thing we are following in the lesson. Understood? So any negative number of a same number and positive number will have the same square, but in our lesson we are only following this root of means only the positive square root we are taking. So understood children? So by this, if when you are taking any other example, you can write, you know all the square roots, you can say root of 1, that is square root of 1 is 1, okay, and square root of 4 is 2, square root of 9 is 3. So here we are taking only the positive square roots. Okay, what is the square root of 16? 4. Okay, plus 4 and minus 4 are there, but we are taking only plus 4. Similarly, next square number. Who is the next square number? 25. The root of 25 is 5. Square root of next. Who is the next square number of 6? Yes, 36. 36 square root is 6. Next is 7 square, 49. Square root is 7. Next 8 square, that is 64. Square root is 8. Then 9 square, 81. Square root is 9. 10 square, 100. Square root is 10. So in this lesson we are discussing only the positive square roots. Now we are going to a new method of finding square roots of a given number, that is called repeated subtraction method. So what do you mean by repeated subtraction? Repeated subtraction method in which we are subtracting successively numbers, that is odd numbers, from a given number. Consider this number 100. We want to find the square root of this 100 by repeated subtraction. So what are the steps we need to follow is, you want to subtract one by one the successive odd numbers from this 100. So first you subtracted 1, you got 99. Then from that 99 you subtracted the next odd number, you get 96. Then from 96 you subtract the next odd number 5, you will get 91. And this process is continued till you are getting 0 in your answer. So when you got 0, the process is stopped. So if you are not getting 0 or any negative number, then the meaning is that given question is not a perfect square. Okay, but in this question we got the answer 0. Now we want to understand that if we get 0 at the end, it means our number is a perfect square. Now we want to count the number of steps, how many we did for getting 0. So first step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So total 10 steps we did. Hence the square root of our given number 100 is 10. Understood? This method can be applied for any square number. Now there is one more method of finding the square root from your lesson, and that is very interesting, and the method is finding square root through repeated subtraction. Finding square root through repeated subtraction. What do you mean by repeated subtraction? We need to subtract repeatedly, successively. Okay. For that you want to know this, you have studied earlier in the beginning of this lesson. The sum of first n odd natural numbers is equal to n square. What is the meaning? N odd natural numbers. What do you mean by natural numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. What do you mean by n odd natural numbers? Odd means only the odd numbers. Means 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, etc. are odd natural numbers. And whenever you add the sum of odd numbers, that result will be equal to the square of how many numbers present. That is only the meaning of this, that you learned previous class, and you have that examples also. If n odd natural numbers, if consider I am taking 5 odd natural numbers, so this n is the number of numbers. So if I am considering 5 odd numbers, okay, 5 odd numbers, first 5 odd numbers I am considering. What are they? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So how many odd numbers are there? 5 odd numbers. Now what is this result telling? The sum of n odd natural numbers is n square. So here I have taken 5 odd numbers, and when I add these numbers, okay, when I add these numbers, that addition, that sum will be equal to the square of how many numbers? How many numbers here? 5. So that 5 square is how much? 25. Okay, so this 5 odd numbers sum will be equal to the number of how many numbers? That square will be equal to this sum. So we can check 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9. What is 1 plus 3? 4. What is 5 plus 7? 12. Then 9. Now add this 16 plus 9. Yes, it is 25. So this addition is equal to the square of the numbers, the number of numbers how much I have taken. So that is only this result is telling how many odd numbers are present. The sum will be equal to the square of that number of numbers. So here 5 numbers, 5 square is 25. So when you add the numbers, it will be equal to that square value. Okay, so this is the meaning of this result. Understand? So this I explained. Now from this result there comes a meaning. Every square number can be expressed as a sum of successive odd natural numbers starting from 1. So we are telling the reverse process, the reverse meaning, that is all the square numbers can be expressed as a sum of natural numbers, odd natural numbers starting from 1. Any perfect square, perfect squares means that number which is having a square root is called a perfect square number. So for any perfect square number, we can write that perfect square as a sum of odd numbers. Understand? So from that concept only we get this repeated subtraction method. So what is this repeated subtraction method? You saw in the video, and now I am going to explain this again. One number is given root of 81. We need to find the root of 81 through repeated subtraction. So the process is we need to subtract successively the odd numbers from this 81 till we are getting 0. So if we get 0, stop the process and count the number of steps, how much subtraction we did. That number will give you the square root of this number. Okay, so we can start. First you want to subtract the first odd number 1. So 81 minus 1, that is 80. From this answer you want to subtract the second odd number 3. 80 minus 3 is 77. Now from this 77 you subtract the third number 5. 77 minus 5 is 72. Now 72 minus next odd number 7, that is 65. Then again 65 minus next odd number 9, that is 56. Now 56 minus next odd number after 9 is 11, that is 45. Then 45 minus next odd number 13 is 32. Okay, now come to, so till we are getting 0, we want to continue this process. So now our answer is 32. So 32 minus next odd number of 13 is 15. 32 minus 15 is equal to 17. Now 17 minus the next odd number of 15 is 17 equal to 0. So thus we got 0. Now stop the process. Now you want to count how many steps we did. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 steps. Okay. So therefore square root of 81 equal to this 9. Understand? Thus, in this way we want to do the repeated subtraction by successively subtracting the odd numbers from the answers we are getting till we reach 0 and count the number of steps, that is your required square root of the given number. So therefore the square root of, here we are only taking the positive square root. Okay, the square root of 81 is, always use this symbol, 81 equal to 9. So that is our required answer. Okay children, so complete all these problems and homework. Hope all of you understood. Revise the notes and practice well so that you will get more idea. Okay. Complete the homework from exercise 6.2 and exercise 6.3. Okay children, meet you in the next class. Thank you.